Hello, everybody. My name is Karen Kratozik, and I'd like to tell you about the beginning of my spiritual journey. I went through massage school, loved every minute of it, loved the teachers, loved what I learned. Some of the classes, one was color therapy and one was energy, which we were introduced to. And I loved every minute of it, but I really didn't connect with it at all. I just went along and said, yes, I felt things and I saw things. I really didn't. But it was really nice to have that experience. And I just thought, oh, I'm here to do massage. I'm here to work with bodies, that's okay. And I got a job in a spa and I was working there. And then I've always been interested in psychics, always interested in the other side, and a few of the girls had brought some books in about spirit guides and psychics and things like that. And we were all like discussing it and saying, oh, I'd love to know who is my spirit guide. I'd love to be psychic, wouldn't you? I'd like to be able to do that. That sounds really fun. It's really interesting. And when I went back in to do my session with my client, I started thinking and I thought, well, who would if I was going to bring anybody through, anything through, who would it be? A spirit guide? I don't know. It would be somebody who I knew. It would be my grandma. And I started to think about my grandma while I was massaging my client. Then I noticed a big blue sphere. And I mean, big. It was this big, this round. And it was this beautiful color. And it was lit up and it had all sparkly lights all running around inside of it. And it was at the feet of my client on the table. And I'm working on her back. I'm massaging her back. And the door is right there. It's right in front of the door. Because I nearly shit myself and wondered what it was. And I run out the door, but I couldn't get out the door. So I just kept breathing. My client, it started moving towards me. But I had this wonderful feeling that came over me. The fear sort of just dissolved. And I felt like I knew this, whatever this was that was presented to me, that I knew what it was or who it was. And as it came closer, I had a thought in my head. It was like somebody asking me a question. And whatever it was said, ask your client if she has lower back problems. To which I did. And she said, yes, I do. I just forgot to say about it. And I said, would you like me to work some extra time on that? And she said, yes, that'd be nice. So as I went down towards working on her back, this fear just came right the way through me. It just came to me and through me. I didn't feel, frightened. I didn't feel fear. It just kind of felt nice. Like, it's okay. I know this person. I just kept working, kept massaging and doing my job. And I finished. Didn't say anything to anybody. I just finished my shift, went home. And I said to my then husband, I said, guess what happened to me today? And I told him what happened. And he said, don't say anything because you'll get fired and they'll think you're crazy. So I went into the wardrobe turned the lights off, walked into the wardrobe, and I'm going, looking in my eyes, blinking one eye, winking one eye, thinking, oh my God, maybe it was cataracts. Maybe I dreamed the whole thing up. What was it? Right? Am I going crazy? Maybe it's my eyes. It's my eyes. I've got cataracts, something, right? So I didn't say anything at work, kept it to myself, was very wary, was wondering if it would pop up again. And it didn't for a few days. And then it did again. Not as dramatic, but it was just a quiet blue light. And it did the same thing. It didn't really ask me any questions about my clients. It didn't ask me what I was doing. It was just with me, without me, from the outside, and then came in me. And it was just a nice feeling, like you know somebody, like a friend's turned up, you know, that you know for ages and you feel comfortable with. And that kept happening for a few weeks. And I didn't say anything to anybody. This was 20 years ago, and people really didn't talk about this stuff as much. Not really. I mean, they used to call massage woo-woo work. You know, it's woo-woo work, woo, all that stuff. So that's where we were 20 years ago. It's fascinating, really, how far we've come on. But yeah, that's what happened. So I'm going to tell you who ended up on my table next. See you in a bit. Bye. Hi, Karen here, and this is part 2. After a couple of weeks of having visitations from this blue sphere, one day I had, when I was at work, I was in the spa, I had a lady on the table. She'd asked for deep tissue, and I was massaging her. And she said to me, she said, are you doing energy work? And I said, well, I haven't been trained in energy work. She said, because only I was asking for deep tissue. And she said, I'm not complaining. She says, because my muscles are just so relaxed. It feels so good, so healing. And she said, I just feel the energy coming from you. And I don't know what it was. I hadn't told anybody about the blue sphere or my potential cataracts in my eyes. And just told her the story. I told her all about it, how it happened and everything. And she said to me, have you heard of channeling? And I said, well, sort of, yeah. I said, I don't know how to do it. She said, would you like to learn? She says, because somebody is contacting you. And she said, you need to know what you're doing. She said, because the energy is flowing through you. So I can help you. I'm a teacher. I'm a 3rd generational psychic. And I said, oh, yes. I said, that would be wonderful. And the universe is marvelous. It sends you just what you need when you need it. And we ended up working together for about 1.5 years. We became fast friends and we traded. I would massage her and she would teach me everything she knew. And I learned about angels, past lives, Akashic records, energy work, mediumship, everything. She was absolutely marvelous. And I really enjoyed it. We had such a good time. Such a good time. It was absolutely marvelous. So my teacher taught me all the skills to be able to contact and to do the past lives, about the energy, about the Akashic records and everything else. But she left me to practice bringing through my spirit guide, because she wanted me to have my own personal journey, my own personal experience. And I used to sit on the couch with my tape recorder during the day, and I'd say, is anybody there? Does anybody like to talk to me? And nothing came through. I didn't feel anything until the night when I was going to sleep. The first thing that I saw was, it was in the garden. It was this figure, like in a monk's robe, and the whole robe was lit up so bright. There was no face, there was no hands or feet or anything, couldn't see a body. It was just this figure, this monk's robe lit up with a staff, like like a old shepherd's staff. And my first go-to reaction was jumped out of bed, ran into the bathroom, locked the door, and sat on the loo and went, oh my God, what's that? Oh my God, what's that? Such a brave soul. When I came out, there was nothing there. Nothing else appeared. And the next day, I phoned up my teacher and I said, guess what happened to me? And she said, what did you do? I said, I ran into the loo. She said, you locked yourself in the loo? She said, you've been asking to meet your guides for ages. And what do? You lock yourself in the loo? I went, yes. Seemed the sensible thing to do at the time. Anyway, that was fine. The figure didn't come back. Probably thought, she's not into visuals. We'll try talking to her. So the next time that something came through, they were talking to me. It was like a conversation in my head. It seemed like I was talking to myself, but it wasn't. And this person was talking to me. This voice was talking to me. And I said, who are you? What's your name? And they give me their first name. And I said, are you pure spirit, or have you lived on earth before? And they said, yeah, I've lived lives on the earth before. You can Google me if you want. And they give me their first and last name. So then I Googled them and I got all their details off the web. And then I channeled them again and I said, is this you? And they said, yes, that's me. And so we talked about their life, and we talked about, you know, how I was connected to them, like they connected to me before I came here. This was all organized before I was born, before I came to Earth. And it was absolutely fascinating. And the second spirit guide was Pure Spirit. And she is in the Akashic records. And the third one that I got through at the time was a knight in shining armor. And he was a knight in shining armor. And I was his wife, and we lived in a castle and all sorts of things. It's very interesting. So I had 3 spirit guides and I had angels, and you know, as I went on, I learned all about how it all works. Masters, teachers, loved ones in the Akashic records. you know, I had quite a long time to learn, and I was so grateful for that time. Yeah, I'm really grateful to my teacher. She was really good, very patient, very knowledgeable, very sweet. Good times. Yeah. And so here I am, wanting to give everybody the same experiences I had, the same excitement, the same joy, the same support. Because your guides support you and navigate you through your life. They give you guidance, but everything is your choice. Everything is a choice. And they want you to make up that choice. But they give you information, the divine wisdom from your soul, from your guides, from the angels. It's a spiritual family, and everyone has a spiritual family. So that's my work, is to teach people, is to be a guiding light, to pass on what I know, my experiences, to other people. I hope you enjoyed my story. Speak to you soon. Bye.